Hello again, good people. I hope you're all doing well, and it's good to see your smiling faces again. Very happy to be talking to you and sharing some of those social media tips that we've been sharing over the couple of weeks that have passed. Today, we're going to dig into your Google search and your Google Maps and why that's so important. So, welcome to the session. Thank you for the time. We're going to dig right in. I want to just show you some of the key slides that we're going to be covering today, which has been shared in the group. Again, thank you to the good people at GIZ and the Myra project. Looking forward to working more with you guys in the future. But today, let's dig into why it's so important for you to pay attention to Google search and to Google Maps, because those two work so well together. The tips and tricks that we're going to cover today are covered in this PDF that's also been distributed via the WhatsApp group. So please go ahead and download that and use that for reference. We'll come back to some of those examples as we go. Why is it so important that people pay attention to their business listing and how users are finding them when they search? Is ultimately because of the fact that the Google Maps and the Google search apps are the #1 used apps in the world. So that's an important thing. Remember, we're trying to understand how consumers think and what they do. So when they travel, we've got to pay attention to how they use these tools when making their travel decisions. People are using Google Maps and Google Search on their phones while they're traveling. So when I've come to Malawi and I've arrived, my itinerary needs to be filled up with things to do that's close by and what other people have recommended. And that's when users are relying on the reviews and the apps and the listings that they get from Google Search and from Google Maps. So that's a very important thing. Let's dig into that a little bit deeper. When I'm searching for something as a consumer, you as a brand or a business needs to understand what are those things that they are searching for. So if I've got a business or if I've got a set of businesses that are on Lake Malawi, if I'm not looking at how people are searching for my property and for my brand and my business using Google search, I'm losing out on the opportunity to place my information front and center when they do those searches. So let's take a look at what that looks like real quick. Right. Google search, as I said, that's where we start. If we had to do a very simple search, I would guess it's going to look something like this: Lake Malawi accommodation. So immediately I can see that because of the fact that I've used a very specific search term, I'm starting to see a lot of very specific content. And this is where Google allows the user to actually get right stuck into what they're looking for. If I had to do a different search, let's say, for instance, I wanted to do something more broad. I want to say something like travel to Lake Malawi. I'm going to see that there's going to be a lot more information that's a lot broader. So here we can see there's content that are blog posts. I'm starting to see some other organic content here, not so many ads. And I'm starting to see more of the broad information that's coming through here, what other people have searched for. Lake Malawi and the actual fish that you guys are so well known for. But if we go back to our search results for your accommodation, what's interesting about that is that it's a very specific search term that people know what they want. And that's what Google search drives. Google search, their algorithm and their quality score algorithm, make sure that it gives you, the user, the information you're looking for so you can find what you need straight away. So this is interesting because, again, Google have given me rich content to use. I can see I've got a few listings here. I can even see where they appear on the map as I roll over them. I've got the name, I've got prices, and these are South African prices. So it helps me make a travel decision very quickly. And I can also see some other information down here at the bottom, some other content that's coming through from other websites. Here we can see some more websites that are travel and OTAs. There you can see TripAdvisor starting to show me content around what to do. But if I want to look at things like Lake Malawi lodges, I'm starting to see again how people have actually categorized themselves within their Google listing. All right, so let's have a look at what one of those good, beautiful business listings look like for a travel, actual travel provider. And I've got one here from my previous search results that I've actually included in the PDF. Here we go. Immediately you can see that the way this content is put together helps me very quickly decide what it is I'm looking for. So you can see gorgeous images here that have been taken, and these are images that you, as the owner of that listing, can add. So you get to choose what that information looks like and which images to post. I can also see Reviews, this is very, very important in terms of what people are saying about my lodge or my business or my brand. And here I can see 5 out of 5. Some people are scoring 3 out of 5, but high scores 4 and 5 out of 5. Great reviews to see there. I get to actually share location information. So I get a sense of where this particular lodge is located and what there is for me to do around the lodge. I get to see all the important contact information, the website link, and also directions. Now, this is very important to remember for people who are traveling. They want directions and they want easy access to the information that they need to be able to make inquiries and bookings. So this is where you can see the pin that is dropped. You can see the telephone number, links to the website, and the directions of how to get there. You can also see the amenities that they've actually included. This is gold for people wanting to decide where to go and what to do. Now, the pricing is a little more complicated. I won't go into that in this session, but to give you a very clear, holistic overview of why this business listing is so important, let's have a look at something that doesn't have a good business listing, just to be able to give you a bit of a contrast. So here I've done a search in the Google Maps environment, and I've actually searched for Cape Maclear, and I can see that there's a whole bunch of listings here. This immediately shows me that this is a business listing. I can see that this is a business listing again that we've already seen. But if I come down here and I start to zoom in a little, let's see if we can find an example where there's something that hasn't been listed. Here we go. And here we can see that this looks like this has been a listing or this has been a post that a user has created. So the actual people who own Monkey Bay Restaurant haven't got their listing optimized in Google Maps and in Google Search. This becomes a problem because if I wanted to find out more, I don't have the telephone number or hours of operation, any of the information that I would need to be able to decide. I can't see images, can't see any reviews. This becomes messy. So let's have a look at how difficult or how easy it is for you to be able to get through to this business listing that I'm talking about. So again, just the overview here, a rich set of content that you can actually benefit from, the map listing as you rolled over, as I showed you before, and the information about what to do, the location summary of what's available nearby, etc. And then also the ability to be able to start making sure that what your search results look like actually gives you the same content on your maps as well. So here you can see the search results, and it actually sits in the map environment as well. This is very powerful when people are just using Google Maps to make their travel decisions. Here we go. To get your free Google business listing, you simply go to www.google.com/business. And there's a very simple process that you follow. You can see the link here. All you do is you basically start your sign-in process with your existing Gmail account, and you actually specify your business, your location. You start creating your profile with logos, with images, etc., and that you take ownership of your business. Should you not have taken ownership of your business, so in other words, if you're Monkey Bay and you haven't taken ownership of this listing, you can do so also at this google.com business address, because here you can actually click on to your business that you can manage that someone else may have already been listing on your behalf. You can take ownership of that. Google go through a verification process to do that. It gives you the power to own your platform and to own your business listing within Google Maps and Google Search. All right, so when we do this and we actually have that consistent communication with the users, they can see that it's the same search content, they can see that it's the same map content. It gives you a lot more professionalism in terms of your profile, and you can manage this platform as well. You can respond to reviews, you can update images, you can actually use this platform like you would with Instagram and Facebook, as we've taken through in the other sessions previous to this. Remember that people are using mobile devices. They rely on that search app and they rely on Google Maps more than any other app, particularly when they're traveling. When you take ownership of your business profile, you start to unlock the way that Google works, combining the power of search, combining the power of maps, combining the usability that they've built in to make it easy for you to manage your business listing. And that's something I want to make sure that you really take advantage of. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share these tips with you. I look forward to the time that we're going to be sharing on the questions and answers session. I look forward to those WhatsApps, and please feel free to reach out and contact me with any other questions that you may have. Thanks again. Have an awesome, awesome day.